One of the most commonly searched questions about insomnia is about health. Today's question is, can insomnia damage your health? If you're struggling with insomnia, there's a good chance this question has already crossed your mind, often late at night or in the early hours of the morning when sleep feels completely out of reach. So, can insomnia damage my health? Not just how I feel tomorrow, not just feeling tired, but long term, permanent harm. That question alone can create a great deal of fear, and that fear deserves to be addressed clearly and honestly. When sleep becomes unpredictable or disappears altogether, the mind naturally looks ahead. You may wonder what nights like this are doing to your body, to your brain, your heart, your immune system, your mental health. You may worry that each night without sleep is adding up, or that something inside is being damaged beyond repair. For many people, that fear becomes very specific. You may worry about cancer, dementia, heart disease. You may wonder if years from now you'll look back and realize this period of insomnia changed your health forever. This fear is extremely common, and it makes sense. Sleep is tied to survival. When it feels unavailable, the nervous system treats that as a serious threat. Here's the most important thing to understand. The fear around insomnia is often more damaging than the insomnia itself. That doesn't mean insomnia feels mild. It doesn't mean the experience is exaggerated. It means the meaning we attach to sleeplessness matters deeply. When I was dealing with insomnia, this fear consumed me. I didn't worry just about disrupted sleep. I had nights with no sleep at all, sometimes for multiple nights in a row. I was awake, I was moving, I was walking around. I knew without question that I was not sleeping, and that made the fear feel even more real. I worried constantly about my health. I worried about cancer. I worried about dementia. I worried about heart disease. I worried that my brain was being permanently damaged and that my body would never recover. Every sleepless night felt like evidence that something irreversible was happening inside me. What I didn't understand then was that my body was not breaking down. It was responding to extreme stress and prolonged fear, not accumulated permanent damage. That distinction is critical. There's an important difference between sleep deprivation and insomnia. Sleep deprivation is when someone is physically prevented from sleeping by external conditions over long periods of time. Insomnia is different. Insomnia exists on a wide spectrum. For some, sleep is light, broken, and unsatisfying. For others, sleep comes in short bursts. And for some, there are nights with no sleep at all. All of these experiences fall under the umbrella of insomnia. What they share is not the number of hours slept, but a nervous system stuck in a state of high alert. Even during periods of zero sleep, the body is working overtime, keeping vital systems running, but not falling apart. The body is flooded with stress hormones, running on survival mode, and staying vigilant because it believes it must. This is exhausting, but it is not the same as the kind of damage described in extreme sleep deprivation studies. Those studies do not reflect what the people with insomnia are experiencing, even when the nights are long and sleepless. Insomnia feels dangerous because it is intense, unrelenting, and frightening. But intensity does not equal damage. Your nervous system may interpret sleeplessness as a threat, but that does not mean your body is being destroyed. What keeps insomnia going is not damage. It is fear. Fear of consequences, fear of losing control, fear of what the future might look like. That fear keeps the nervous system activated. And an activated nervous system makes sleep even harder to access. The cycle feeds itself. This does not mean sleep is unimportant. Sleep supports health, but the body is resilient, even under strain. It is designed to protect vital systems and adapt during periods of stress. People with insomnia are not slowly falling apart. They're living with a nervous system that has learned to stay on guard around the night. And that is a very different story. So the question does not need to be, is insomnia damaging to my health? A more helpful question is, what is my nervous system responding to right now? When fear softens, the system softens. When the system softens, sleep has room to return. Health improves not because sleep was forced, but because safety was restored. Many people notice that as their fear around sleep eases, rest begins to return. on its own time. Not perfectly, not immediately. Remember that progress is not linear, but gradually and naturally. This happens not because sleep was fixed, but because the body no longer felt the need to stay in survival mode. If you're worried about long-term harm, this is important for you to know. You are not broken. You are not causing permanent damage. Your body is not failing you. What you're experiencing is a nervous system under prolonged strain, not a body falling apart. As that strain begins to ease, the body does what it has always known what to do. It moves back towards balance. All of the symptoms I personally struggled with completely vanished as my nervous system found safety, and yours will too. I hope you found this helpful and that it brought a little more clarity to a question that carries a lot of fear. In the next video, we will look at another common insomnia question and continue separating what feels frightening from what is actually happening. I'll see you next time.